Hi, I'm Isla. Today I'm going to tell you my story. But before I continue, please share, and subscribe to hear more stories like this. Mom, can you just stop asking for money all the time? It's getting really old. My daughter Megan snapped at me across my beautifully set Thanksgiving table. The turkey I'd spent hours preparing was still steaming. My son Daniel's fork clattered against his plate. My ex-husband Thomas shifted uncomfortably in his seat. Megan's boyfriend Richard smirked into his wineglass. And I sat there frozen because the truth was, I hadn't asked her for a penny. In fact, I'd been secretly paying off her $30,000 credit card debt for the past year. But let me back up a bit. Mom, I don't know what to do. Megan had sobbed over the phone last December. My cards are maxed out. I can't even make the minimum payments. How much are we talking about, sweetheart? I'd asked, already mentally calculating how much of my retirement fund I could access. About 30,000, she whispered. I nearly dropped my phone. $30,000? Megan, how did this happen? It just added up. Richard and I went to Cancun, and then I needed a new car when mine broke down, and there were some shopping trips. I don't know, Mom. I'm scared. I sighed, looking around my modest apartment. After Thomas and I divorced 10 years ago, I'd downsized significantly. I worked as a high school librarian, not exactly bringing in the big bucks. But Megan was my daughter. I'll help you, but we need to set up a plan, I told her. I can cover the minimum payments while you work on paying down the principal. You're the best, Mom. I promise I'll pay you back. That was the beginning. Each month, I'd transfer money to Megan's account. I never told anyone, not even Daniel. I skipped my annual vacation to see my sister in Colorado. I picked up weekend shifts at a local bookstore. I ate ramen more nights than I care to admit, all to help my daughter. So when she accused me of asking her for money at Thanksgiving, something inside me snapped. What did you just say? I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. Megan rolled her eyes. Come on, Mom, every time we talk, you're hinting about needing cash. It's embarrassing. When have I ever asked you for money? I said, my hands trembling. Just last week you were talking about how your car needs repairs. And before that, it was about your heating bill. I wasn't asking for money, Megan. I was just talking about my life. Richard chimed in. Families shouldn't make each other feel guilty about money all the time. He placed his arm around Megan protectively. I'd never liked Richard. Something about him seemed off. But Megan was crazy about him. Daniel cleared his throat. Meg, that's not fair. Mom never asks any of us for money. Stay out of this, Daniel, Megan snapped. Thomas, trying to be the peacemaker as always, said, Let's all just enjoy dinner. It's Thanksgiving. No, I said firmly. I want to understand why Megan thinks I'm asking her for money. Megan sighed dramatically. It's fine, Mom. Let's just drop it. But I couldn't drop it. Not after everything I'd done. That night, after everyone left, I called Daniel. Did I miss something? Have I been subtly asking Megan for money without realizing it? No, Mom, absolutely not. If anything, Megan's the one always talking about her financial troubles. I've lent her money 3 times this year. You have? Yeah. She said she needed it for rent when her hours got cut at work. I frowned. But she got a promotion in March. She's making more money now, not less. There was silence on the line. Then Daniel said, Mom, I think something weird is going on with Megan and Richard. Have you noticed how he never seems to pay for anything when they're out? The next day, I called Megan's best friend, Sophia. Hey, Isla, what's up? Sophia said. This might sound strange, but have you noticed anything off about Megan's relationship with Richard? Sophia hesitated. What do you mean? Does he take advantage of her financially? There was a long pause. I shouldn't say anything. She's my best friend. Sophia, I'm worried about her. Please. Sophia sighed. Richard hasn't had a job in 8 months. Megan pays for everything. Their apartment, his car payment, even his gym membership. Whenever I try to talk to her about it, she gets defensive. Does she seem short on money? I asked. Always. She's canceled our last 3 girls' nights because she was broke. Why? Isn't she making good money at her new job? She should be, I said quietly. After hanging up, I sat at my kitchen table, pieces clicking into place. I checked my bank statements. Nearly $15,000 transferred to Megan over the past year. Where was all that money going? I called Thomas next. Has Megan asked you for money recently? Yeah, actually, she said her car needed repairs last month. I sent her $800. Her car is fine, Thomas. I saw it at Thanksgiving. Not a scratch. What are you saying, Isla? I think Richard is using our daughter. Thomas's voice hardened. What do you want to do about it? I have an idea, but I need your help. My plan was simple but effective. I arranged a family dinner at my place. Just me, Thomas, Daniel, Megan, and Richard. I also invited Sophia, telling Megan I wanted to get to know her friends better. The night of the dinner, everyone arrived right on time. This is nice, Richard said, looking around my apartment. Cozy. It's all I can afford on a librarian's salary, I replied with a smile. But I make do. Mom's amazing at budgeting, Daniel said, following my lead. Remember when you helped me set up my first apartment, Mom? I still use your spreadsheet system. Spreadsheets? Richard laughed. That's a bit intense for managing a couple bills. Actually, I said, good financial management is important. Speaking of which, Megan, I wanted to talk to you about something. Megan shifted uncomfortably. Can it wait? We're having dinner. It won't take long. I just wanted to let you know that I won't be able to help with your credit card payments anymore. Richard's head snapped up. What credit card payments? Megan's face drained of color. Mom, what are you talking about? I pulled out a folder containing all the bank transfers I'd made to Megan's account. The payments I've been making on your $30,000 credit card debt. Almost $15,000 over the past year. Richard turned to Megan. You told me your mom was giving you spending money because she felt guilty about the divorce. What? Thomas and I said simultaneously. Megan glared at me. Why are you doing this? Because you accused me of asking you for money at Thanksgiving when I've been quietly helping you this entire time. Sophia spoke up. Megan, what's going on? You told me you couldn't afford girls' night because you were broke. She's not broke, Daniel said. Between her promotion, Mom's help, and the money I lent her for rent? She should have plenty. Richard stood up. I think I should go. Sit down, Thomas said, his voice commanding. We're just getting started. Richard reluctantly sat back down. I looked at my daughter. Megan, where has all this money been going? Megan's eyes darted to Richard, then back to her plate. Sophia suddenly gasped. The gambling app's on your phone. Is that where it's going? Richard's face flushed. That's none of your business. It's my business if you're using my daughter, I said firmly. Megan started crying. It's not like that. Richard just had a streak of bad luck. He's going to pay it all back once he wins. Wins what? Thomas demanded. He has a system, Megan said weakly, for sports betting. Daniel laughed humorlessly. A system? Is that why he hasn't had a job in 8 months? Megan looked shocked. How did you— Because we talk to each other, I said. Because we care about you. I care about her too, Richard protested. Really? I pulled out another piece of paper. Is that why you took out a credit card in her name last month? Megan's jaw dropped. What? I called the credit card company. They confirmed that an application was submitted with your information, but from an IP address that doesn't match your usual devices. You had no right to check up on me like this, Megan said, but her voice was uncertain. Actually, I had every right. I'm the one paying your bills. Richard stood up again. This is ridiculous. Megan, let's go. Sit down, Richard, Thomas growled. Or I'll call the police right now and report you for identity theft. Richard sat back down, sulking. Megan, I said gently, I've been working 2 jobs to help you. I've skipped meals. I've put off home repairs. All because I love you. And then at Thanksgiving, you humiliated me by accusing me of asking you for money. Tears streamed down Megan's face. I didn't know. That's the problem. You didn't ask. You just assumed the worst of me while I was sacrificing everything to help you. I'm sorry, she whispered. I'm not accepting your apology, I said firmly. Not yet. First, we're going to fix this mess. Thomas pulled out his phone. I've already called a lawyer friend. Identity theft is a serious crime, Richard. But if you pack your things and move out of Megan's apartment tonight, we might be persuaded not to press charges. You can't do that, Richard sputtered. Watch us, Daniel said. Sophia placed her hand on Megan's shoulder. I have a spare room. You can stay with me while you sort this out. Megan looked around at all of us, then at Richard. I could see the moment clarity hit her. You used me. Richard scoffed. You were happy to help when you thought I was going to strike it big. Get out, Megan said quietly. Get out and never contact me again. Richard stood up, knocking his chair backward. Fine. But don't come crying to me when you realize your family is just trying to control you. Control her? Daniel stood up too. We're trying to save her from you. I never forced her to do anything, Richard said, backing toward the door. She gave me that money willingly. Tell them, Megan. All eyes turned to my daughter. This was her moment of truth. Megan wiped her tears and looked Richard straight in the eye. I gave you money because I believed in you. Because I thought you were having temporary bad luck. Because I loved you. But you lied to me. You took advantage of me. And worst of all, you made me hurt the people who truly care about me. They're turning you against me, Richard insisted. Thomas stepped between them. I think you've said enough. Leave now, or I'm calling the police. After Richard finally left, slamming the door behind him, the silence in my apartment was deafening. Megan collapsed into a chair, sobbing. I feel so stupid, she choked out. How could I not see what he was doing? Sophia sat beside her. Because he manipulated you. That's what users do. He told me Mom was just trying to make me feel guilty about the divorce, Megan whispered. He said that's why she was always talking about money troubles. I sat across from her. Megan, I never wanted to make you feel guilty. I was just trying to help. I know that now, she said. But he was so convincing. He'd say things like, your mom just wants you to depend on her. Or, she's trying to control you through money. And I believed him. That's classic isolation, Thomas said. He was trying to cut you off from your support system. Daniel nodded. He did the same thing with me. Remember when you stopped coming to our weekly coffee meetups? You said you were busy with work, but I bet that was him too. He always had some reason why I shouldn't see you guys, Megan admitted. There was always some emergency, some reason why he needed me with him instead. The real conversation began then. We set up a proper financial plan for Megan. Thomas and Daniel agreed to help with some of the debt. Sophia offered emotional support. And I made it clear that our relationship needed serious repair. I won't be your ATM anymore, I told Megan. And I won't be your emotional punching bag either. What can I do to make this right? She asked. Start by taking responsibility. Get financial counseling. Pay back what you can, when you can. And most importantly, respect the people who actually love you. 3 months later, Megan called me. Mom, can we meet for coffee? There's something I want to show you. We met at our favorite cafe. Megan looked healthier than she had in months. She slid a piece of paper across the table to me. What's this? I asked. It's my first payment to you, she said proudly. It's not much, but it's a start. I looked at the check. It was for $200. Not a lot considering how much I'd given her, but it meant everything. I got a second job, Megan explained. Weekends at the mall, and I'm going to financial counseling every Tuesday. The counselor says I need to understand my relationship with money. I'm proud of you, I said. Don't be, she replied quickly. Not yet. I still have a long way to go, but I wanted you to know I'm serious about making amends. Richard tried to contact me, she added. I blocked his number. Good, I said firmly. He sent me flowers at work with a note saying he's changed, that he misses me. She looked down at her coffee. For a second, I actually considered calling him back. But you didn't, I said. It wasn't a question. No, instead, I called Sophia like we practiced. She came over and we burned the note together. Then we ordered pizza and watched terrible movies until I didn't feel like calling him anymore. I reached across the table and squeezed her hand. That's progress. That was 6 months ago. Megan moved in with Sophia, found a second job, and hasn't missed a payment on her debt reduction plan. Richard tried to come back once, but Megan shut him down immediately. She started therapy to work through her issues with money and relationships. As for me, I finally took that trip to Colorado to see my sister. I quit my weekend job at the bookstore. I'm eating proper meals again. And I'm learning to set boundaries, even with the people I love most. Megan and I still have a long way to go. I haven't fully forgiven her for what happened at Thanksgiving, and maybe I never will. But we're talking again, honestly, this time. No more secrets, no more enabling, and definitely no more stop asking for money comments when I'm the one footing the bill. Last week, she came over for dinner, just the two of us. As we cleared the dishes, she said, "Mom, do you remember when I was little and I broke your favorite vase? The one Grandma gave you?" The blue one? Of course I remember. You were playing ball in the house after I told you not to. And you made me work all summer to earn enough to buy you a new one, she said. I smiled at the memory. It wasn't the same, but it was the principle. I think that's what I lost with Richard, she said quietly. The principle, the understanding that actions have consequences, that money has value. It's not too late to relearn those lessons, I told her. I know, she said, and I'm trying. Every day. She hugged me before she left, whispering, "Thank you for not giving up on me," in my ear. I held her tight, this daughter of mine who had hurt me so deeply, but whom I still loved fiercely. So what would you have done in my situation? Would you have exposed everything at a family dinner, or would you have confronted Megan privately first? I'm curious to hear what you think.